Hi, my name is Chloe and I'm a solicitor here at Clarity Simplicity. Following on from our first video on notices, in this video we are going to discuss a brief overview of the tribunal process. If the tenant does not leave by the date stated on the notice, then the only way to lawfully remove the tenant from your property is by seeking an eviction order from the first tier tribunal. The first step involves raising an application with the tribunal for eviction. The application itself should reference the relevant legislation, how the notices that you have served comply with the legislation, and your grounds for eviction. Once submitted, the application will go through a sifting process whereby the tribunal will look at the application and the supporting documents to consider whether the application is valid. The tribunal will consider a number of factors. For example, have you served the correct type of notice? Has the correct notice period been given? Have you used the correct method of service? And has the tenant been given enough information within the notice? If these requirements haven't been met, then there is a risk that the application will be rejected. The sifting process takes approximately 4 to 8 weeks. However, it can take longer if the tribunal need any further information on the application. If the application is accepted, then the tribunal will assign a hearing called a case management discussion. This is where both you and the tenant are invited to a hearing to make arguments for or against eviction. The tribunal usually consists of a legal member and an ordinary member, and the case management discussion will usually take place via a teleconference call. It is important to note that all eviction grounds in Scotland are discretionary. This means that, no matter your reason for trying to evict your tenant, you can never guarantee that you'll be granted an eviction order. When considering whether to grant an order, the tribunal will apply a two-part test. The tribunal will consider number 1, have you established a ground for eviction? Again, the tribunal will check the notice to see if this ground has been selected, that the appropriate notice period has been given, and that you have given evidence in support of this ground. And 2, whether it is fair and reasonable in the circumstances to evict. This is where the tribunal will consider arguments put forward by both parties. If the tribunal are satisfied that this test has been met, then they can grant an order for eviction at the case management discussion. If orders are granted, parties will have a further 30 days to appeal the decision. This means that any orders granted cannot be enforced until the appeal period has passed. However, if the application is defended, or if the tribunal need further information, they will likely assign a further hearing. This can take place in the form of a continued case management discussion or an evidential hearing. An evidential hearing is similar to a trial whereby witnesses and evidence are examined. They can be extremely complex in nature due to the rules regarding evidence and cross-examination of witnesses. The tribunal procedure is governed by regulations which can be difficult to navigate. For this reason, we would always recommend seeking legal advice and representation throughout the tribunal process. Here at Clarity Simplicity, we have extensive experience in the eviction process in Scotland. If you require any assistance with the process, please get in touch with the housing team at Clarity Simplicity.